Hey everyone, and welcome back to another episode of the Pie Alley Podcast. I'm your co-host Daniel. This is your host Pie Alley, and in the back, as always, we got Marv. Marv, you want to yell how you doing?
How you doing?
There you go. Never disappoints, eh?
Never disappoints.
I thought you were gonna disappoint, but then you didn't. All right, you want to start getting into it? What? Now you're just looking at me all weird. All right, I'm just gonna start. So these are the topics we're gonna discuss today. So BC Ottawa condo plan sparks confusion over bailout, rent to own, and unsold inventory. So this is about, Ottawa coming out.
This is about Mark Carney making it rain.
Just making it rain. Yeah, he's buying up all the empty condos. So a lot of people are very hesitant about this, saying that it's a developer bailout. Some people are just saying he's trying to fix the market.
Okay.
Whatever that means. Okay, so next up, BC inflation remains a pressure point for housing affordability. This is not old news. This is old news, but it is something that's affecting prices right now, especially as we continue going into this war with Iran. So we got to see what's happening there with inflation and inflation rates, because they went up again. Next up, approved 800 Granville redevelopment is now up for sale. This is a big project. Well, I mean, it's as major as it really gets, right?
Yeah.
On Granville. So we'll see what's going on there as well. And then lastly, downtown Vancouver could face a premium office shortage by 2029.
By 2029?
Remember in 2020 to 2023, like COVID and after COVID, a couple of years after COVID as well, we had a lot of office supply in downtown Vancouver, like empty offices just sitting there. And now this is coming out saying by 2029 we're going to be out of these offices. That's interesting. I wonder what's going on there. Why are you stabbing me? All right,
Let's get into it. First topic.
Let's get into it. First topic. So, BC and Ottawa are exploring a plan to BC and Ottawa are exploring a plan to
BC and Ottawa are exploring a plan to connect the buying and converting more than 2,200 vacant condo units. The public cost discussed around $1.5 billion. Premier David Eddy pushed back on calling it a developer bailout, saying the province does not have to move forward unless the deal makes sense. The bigger issue is that BC has about 5,849 new condos, unsold condos, including 4,376 in Metro Vancouver, which shows how much pressure actually exists in the condo market right now. The debate is whether the plan helps create more affordability rental or rent-to-own housing, or whatever taxpayers are being asked to absorb risk from private developments that are struggling to sell. So the real discussion here is
this a bailout?
Depends on the deal structure.
Depends on how much they're paying for each condo.
If
they're paying market value for each condo, it's a bailout.
Yeah, they're not paying market value.
I don't think they're paying market value for each condo. But
the bailout concern is understandable.
Yeah.
Everyone's freaking out.
Yeah, because
right,
everybody's tax money.
What do you think, Marv?
The bailout, this is not so much of a developer bailout. You could also think about it as a bank bailout, because the banks are the ones that lend the money to these developers. Now, if these developers cannot sell, the banks are on the hook. And if the banks are on the hook, ultimately we're on the hook as well. So this is an economical bailout as well. Look at it that way.
Interesting. Who benefits most? Renters, first-time home buyers, developers, or the government? Potentially
the government.
All of them. I would say all of them. but developers benefit the most.
Developer, well, depends on
inventory gets cleared.
Also, but it depends on how much they're buying each unit for.
Yeah.
If they're buying it at cost or below cost, then the developer's like, okay.
There's still information that needs to come out.
Yeah, there's a lot more we need to know before.
Do you think there's going to be a certain level of transparency with this bailout? Are we going to know what they...
There better be if they're taking our tax dollars.
I'm sure there will be. There has to be.
So why are there so many unsold condos in Metro Vancouver right now? Oh.
I think we all know the answer to that one. So, you want to go to the next question?
Yeah, I think we know. Should we tell them the answer? Price is still high. You can barely get a mortgage. Buyers don't want to buy because they think we're going to go into a crash next month. Okay, are these units actually affordable for normal people? Well, what's normal people?
Well, yeah. How do you define that? Yeah. How would you define normal people? The average person with the average income?
No. Many probably are not affordable unless they do the subsidy or a creative way of ownership. Like a lot of people right now are buying a property with like friends, and there's like 4 or 5, 6 people on title. That's one way of doing the ownership. But like most people, no, it's not affordable.
What about the rent to own initiative that some developers are taking?
It's still good, but what kind of interest are you getting charged for that?
Yeah.
What are you going to be paying for it at the end?
You're usually not
Right?
winning
Like
with
what-
those.
Exactly. So we got like there's so much to it.
Yeah.
Developers
Could the rent to own work? Sorry, what was that?
are always going to make their money.
Oh, of course.
Oh.
And the bank's always going to make.
Well, right now a lot of developers are going belly up, so that's also.
Could rent to own work, or does it sound better that it is? Now we already kind of spoke about that right now.
I think at its core, its core, it could work potentially for some people. It just depends on who you are and what your intentions are, right? And how you set up your finances.
Agreed.
But you are going to pay a lot of interest.
So should the government step in when private condo projects struggle?
I don't think so.
No.
What are your thoughts on that?
Only if the public gets affordable housing. Only if it helps them out a little bit. I don't think it's a bad thing. I don't think it's a bad thing if it ends up actually helping people being able to afford more homes, or there's a structure behind it that there's affordable rental comes out of it, like they're saying. If it actually ends up helping the public, but we all know that it's never like that.
What's going to make homes more affordable? These homes sitting on the market for longer, or the government coming out and doing this bailout, whatever.
Well, here's the thing. If they end up buying all these properties for market value from the developer, because the developer is going to be like, this is what's going to happen. Their government's going to come and say, we're going to buy this pennies on the dollar for this one. The developer's going to say, no, you. It's costing me this much to build it. The cost of build is this. What do you mean? I'm not going to give this shit away for free, right? And the developers are, oh, we understand the numbers don't make sense. Okay, so they're going to probably give someone a little bit of bailout to them to make. But all this is doing is still making real estate unaffordable.
Exactly. You're still taking supply out of the market. Technically, you are going to make it more expensive. But,
you are.
Yeah.
That's not moving
Supply that's not moving, exactly.
right now.
At all.
Yes, but
This could have a compounding effect when the market does pick up for condos particularly.
Yeah.
And there's that much less units available.
Exactly.
For condos go up.
Yep.
That also depends on our immigration levels. You know, do we have any people coming in here that are renting condos or buying condos?
This foreign buyer ban's coming up for renewal too, I believe.
2027.
2027.
I believe so, yeah.
That's going to be an interesting.
That's gonna be interesting.
Do you guys think they're going to extend
But
that?
foreigners don't even want to be here anymore. They're like, damn it, man, you guys are taxing us. Your economy's tanked. You guys are in a technical recession out of all G7 countries. What the hell do I want to come invest my money in this country now?
And you don't even want my money, right? Like,
So one last question. What does this say about the current condo market and buyer confidence?
well, I mean, the first thing it tells us is
The condo market is definitely under pressure.
We're in a kind of a market where the government needs to come in and bail us out. That's what it means.
And buyers are very cautious. Yeah, I agree. Okay, next topic, guys.
All right. So BC inflation remains a pressure point for housing affordability.
Short-term summary.
Short-term summary.
BC's latest inflation update shows that everyday costs are still Go, do it.
No, you can do it.
No, do it.
No, you can do it.
No, do it.
I don't mind that. You can do it.
Okay. No, please.
I just didn't know who's doing it. Not a please.
That's
No,
totally fine, but-
after you, man. You know me. You go
BC's latest inflation update shows that everyday costs are still putting pressure on households, even as part of the real estate market softens. The May 2026 Consumer Price Index showed BC inflation at 2.9% year over year, with major pressure coming from energy up 20.5%, food up another 3.7%, and shelter up 1.5%. For buyers and renters, this matters because affordability is not only about prices or mortgage rates, it's groceries, gas, utilities, insurance, general living costs keep rising. People have less room to save, qualify for mortgages, or absorb higher rent. So, discussion points here are people focusing too much on home prices and not enough on total cost of living?
Well, isn't your cost of living here like 80% of your
I did see an article. Marvin, can you pull up this article?
Yeah.
There was an article that had said that consumers right now in BC are paying, or Canada, I'm not sure, are paying 80% of their household income is going to mortgages. So ask, are people in Canada paying 80% of their household, or in BC paying 80% towards their mortgage of their whole household income. Thank you.
You're welcome.
So the BC homeowners, the latest BC stats of affordability pressure says new buyers of detached home would need about 63% of their after-tax family income just for the mortgage payment in 2026 Q1. This is based on buyers earning the median after-tax family income, buying and at the median price, making the minimum down payment and using 25% year. Okay, so this is saying if they make the minimum down payment and it's 63%. Okay. Using detached homes 63%, townhouses 49%, and condos 38%. BC Stats says detached homes were 25% points higher than the condos and 14% points higher than townhomes. So that puts condos around 38% and townhomes around 49%. In BC, a typical new buyer purchasing a detached home would now be putting about roughly 63% of their after-tax income towards the mortgage alone.
That is a ridiculous number.
Isn't that metric at some point, wasn't it supposed to be like 30%?
It was. Banks look at, when you're doing the count with 30%, yeah.
It's double.
More than double. That's after tax, bro.
That's crazy.
That's what you're netting.
Canada has the most household debt ratio out of all the G7 countries at like 79 or 80%.
Yeah. And everyone's gonna watch this video. Don't cut this part. They're like, these dumb realtors are talking about this shit. They make all this money in commission. This is not a problem for them. Yeah, but we need you guys to be able to sell you guys things.
Yeah.
We need you guys to be able to afford things.
Yeah. But no one can afford. We can't afford either. So, even if condo prices fall, are buyers actually better off if everything else is more expensive?
Not necessarily, because monthly life cost can still reduce buying power.
Yeah, it goes. And what happens is, once inflation comes down, then you start seeing real estate creep up, because now there's more people trying to purchase, more people can afford to purchase, and you're just pushing the prices up again.
So how does inflation affect first-time home buyers trying to save for a down payment?
It definitely makes it all harder to save.
Exactly.
And
what does higher food, gas, and energy costs mean for renters and homeowners?
Okay, let's get this straight. I think everything right now especially goes back down to gas prices, because that's what's causing the inflation on everything else, especially even with food and everything.
Food and shelter,
right?
But
Just
main
food,
one is gas.
The main one's gas right now.
Energy, yeah.
And this all depends on what happens, right? All of this depends on what's gonna happen next with this whole Strait of Hormuz, with Iran, with the US, and we're gonna see a good headline, and you see gas prices drop overnight, and then you see a bad headline, and then you wake up and you're like, oh crap.
It's literally what's going on right now. Literally, I wake up to a new tweet. Oh, another tweet. Oh,
Another tweet.
Stock market crashes. Stock market goes up. Stock market crashes.
Yeah, it's weird times.
It is.
It's weird times.
So how does the shelter inflation show up differently for renters versus owners?
Well, renters versus owners. Well, renters don't have to pay for a lot of things that owners have to pay for.
Renters feel it through rent increases, but there isn't much rent increases here.
Yeah.
Because there's only 0.3 and you can't increase rent crazy. And owners feel it through like insurance, cost of everything, yeah, maintenance,
cost
taxes,
of everything, right? Yeah.
mortgage cost if it's variable. Okay, and what needs to improve first for affordability to actually feel better? Prices, wages, rent, rates, or living costs?
I think inflation needs to ease. I think employment needs to also get a lot better.
So wages.
Just wages as well. Well,
I would
employment
say,
rates. Like
I would
the unemployment rate.
I would say wages and rates would make a big factor. I think those ones would be the main factors. Okay. Off to the next topic, guys.
Off to the next topic. So, approved 800 Granville redevelopment is now up for sale.
Bonus Properties. Am I saying that right? Bonus?
I was gonna ask you right now. How
Bonus?
do you say bonus?
Marvin, is that correct? Bonus?
B-O-N-N-I-S.
Bonus? Bonus. So I say
Yeah,
right.
let's go with that.
Bonus Properties has listed the approved 800 Granville redevelopment for sale. Even though the project already has major approvals in place, the proposal includes 43 stories and 39-story towers, about 523 rental homes, hotel spaces, commercial spaces, entertainment use, and roughly almost 700,000 square feet of total floor area. This is a major Vancouver site, so the sale raises a bigger question. Even when the city approves housing, can redevelopment actually afford to build it? Higher construction costs, financing challenges, and market uncertainty may be making large projects harder to move forward.
That's exactly what it brings me up to. That's what I'm going to say. Who's going to do this project right now, especially in downtown Vancouver?
Me.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Put it down.
I'm doing it. And
So why would a developer sell after getting a major project approved?
because the approval adds value.
Yes, and also
And
because
building
maybe he
maybe
doesn't want to do
too-
it himself.
And then building might be too expensive and risky right now.
Yep. That makes sense too.
Yeah.
So does approval still mean a project is financially buildable?
No.
Nope. Not even.
Approval does not guarantee the
Closely.
numbers work.
Yeah, no. Is downtown Vancouver still attractive for major development? This is a good question. My answer to this is a hard no.
Why?
Okay. Look at condo prices in downtown Vancouver.
Okay.
They've softened quite a bit.
Okay.
Quite a bit. And I think one of the reasons is that demand has fallen in that
Nobody
area.
wants to be in
Nobody
downtown?
wants to be in downtown. Like nobody wants to be in downtown anymore. The city's not ran very well. You got a homeless problem, right?
Well, you got a homeless problem everywhere, Daniel.
Well, yeah, but downtown's the worst one.
No.
No? What would you say is worse?
Downtown.
I'm like, is there anything worse than Hastings? Like,
So, next question.
what does this say about the construction costs and the financing today? Well, construction costs through the
There's
roof.
still major barriers.
Inflation is major barriers.
Yeah.
Inflation's through the roof. No one's willing to buy at the prices that these guys need to sell at for it to actually financially make sense. Because in downtown Vancouver, if you're selling and you're selling anything under $1,800 a square foot, are you making any money?
Yeah.
Right now?
Yeah.
Because you gotta also understand, at the peak of the market, we had developments that were selling for $2,500, $3,000 a square foot in downtown Vancouver, pre-sales. Now, were they overpriced? Were they not overpriced? That's another topic. The reality of it is, how much does it really cost to build in downtown? Because you also can't build crap in downtown.
True.
All right. So,
I don't know about those numbers, 1,800, but
what do you think they won't be? Do you think they'll be profitable at 1,800?
if they buy the land for a good price, yeah. And right now the lands are becoming cheaper.
Yeah, but just look at the construction costs.
Still, yeah, no, it's got to sell for a certain amount for it to make sense.
Yeah,
I agree.
Like I don't know. We'll
I'm not
see.
sure about the number, but I do agree.
And also the type of product you're building in downtown.
Yeah. Well, a lot of the product in downtown is shit.
Unfortunately, yeah. So how important is this block for the future of Granville Street?
Well, it's pretty important because it could reshape major downtown
It's a
corridors.
pretty big project.
It is a pretty, yeah,
Got
I would.
522 rentals.
I
That's
agree.
just the rentals. All right.
Yeah.
So could another buyer redesign or delay the project?
Of course,
I
a
think
new
so, yeah.
owner could change the timeline of the plan.
Yeah, they could.
Wants to do so. I don't know. Wants an elephant coming out of the side of the amenities. I don't know. Of course they can.
And what does this tell us about the gap between housing approvals and cultural housing starts? And actual. Okay, let me do this one time. And what does this tell us about the gap between housing approvals and actual housing starts? What? Why are you laughing?
Because you said cultural, but it was actual. And I just don't know. Like, I understand you're dyslexic. I know you're dyslexic, but like, where does actual and cultural come? There's no C.
Sometimes words jump around the page, okay?
Okay.
Shut up and answer the question.
Sure. Culturally, getting approvals is only one step.
Such an asshole.
No, building is the harder part.
Yeah.
Building is the harder part.
All right. Okay,
Okay.
so this is not in here, but I have a question. When do you think we might see this? I think
Honestly,
10 years plus. 10 year plus.
I don't think anyone's gonna buy this yet, unless they buy it on the low. Okay, and bonus properties, I don't know how much they paid for this or
And
not.
they'll probably hold off on developing until things start looking better.
Yeah, I 100% agree.
I don't think
I
they're going to
agree.
start break ground anytime soon.
Yeah.
Next topic, downtown Vancouver could face a premium office shortage by 2029.
A new Avius & Young report suggests downtown Vancouver could face shortage of premium office space by 2029. Premium office space. If demand returns and no major new office towers are completed, right now, Class AAA vacancy is about 12.9%, equal to roughly 2 million square feet of vacant premium space. But if companies absorb space at historic levels, that vacancy can fall to 6.2% by 2029. The interesting part is the contrast. Vancouver has office vacancy today, but because very little new premium office supply is coming, the market could tighten quickly if businesses' confidence improve. All right.
So, how can we have office vacancy today, but a possible shortage later? We just answered that question. in
We
a sense.
did, and there's
Yeah,
very
yeah.
little new premium supply being built, as they're saying. But even with that, demand needs to go up for
Demand
this
needs
to make
meet
sense.
it. And what do you think demand? So after COVID, demand kind of fell for office space, and
Yeah.
that's understandable. Just
Yeah.
more people working from home.
Yeah.
Do you think we're gonna go back, and people are gonna come back? People are going to like coming back to the office more nowadays? Or
I don't
do you
know, but
think no?
I've heard like companies are requiring people to work from the office now lately too,
Yeah.
instead of from home. So I
So
don't know.
culturally, we're shifting back again
Maybe,
towards
I don't
the
know.
office space.
We'll
Yeah.
see.
We'll see. Yeah. Actually, Mark, search that up. See if there's any stats on if the demand has grown for commercial office space.
Yes, but only modestly.
Okay, so they have grown, but just modestly. Is there a percentage? Like a year over year? We're looking at Q1 of last year.
Q1 of last year
You
now,
love singing, don't you?
since 1903.
Vacancy fell to almost 11% in Q1 2026, down 60 points quarter over quarter.
Okay, so it's down.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's
First
still
quarter.
it's dropping, it's still dropping.
What else is up?
It's just, there's not much up, to be honest. With you.
Airplanes and those are up.
Could stronger office market support more downtown housing demand? Yes, of course.
If more jobs in downtowns needed.
Yeah.
If they increase demand and live nearby, yes, it could happen.
Yeah, I mean, the more people that are working there, more people would want to
Yeah.
live there too. It just goes hand in hand. Why are developers not building more office towers right now? Well, the stats.
It costs too much money.
And
Financing
vacancy
challenges,
time.
uncertainty, and demand. Like Jesus.
Like I don't. Okay, is mixed-use developments becoming more important than office-only towers?
Yes.
Yes.
Mixed use spreads risk and creates more active neighborhoods. 100%.
Yeah, and I also found that it's something that kind of we've been adopting for a very long time. More
Yeah.
developers are going towards that side, especially
Yeah.
even.
I was telling you the other day, I like this mixed use stuff. I
Yeah,
like it.
even as an amenity in buildings that aren't mixed use, they're always putting like co-work space and
Yeah.
like office space and for the residents to be able
How
to kind
does
of
that
work.
make you feel?
What does it say about the long-term future of downtown Vancouver? I don't.
Downtown still
Okay,
has strong
this is-
potential because it's downtown.
Yeah.
Okay. But
But
it
will
still
it-
needs confidence and investment. It needs a cleanup. It needs a little bit of oof.
Yeah, but okay. My question to you is this,
Myron, can you go? Oof. What the hell was that?
right? My last questions before we.
Has to do what no one can do for him.
No.
My last question before we wrap up.
Yeah.
Right? With how downtown's going forward,
Yes.
and other cities like Burnaby, especially like Brentwood and Surrey Central, and all of these other cities.
I
are
think
moving
Surrey's going to
forward.
be the new downtown core.
Thank you.
I definitely do. I think in 10, 20 years, I think Surrey has a better shot.
And geographically looking at it as well,
Yeah.
right? It's more central than
Yeah.
downtown.
Yeah.
Right? Especially when we go
When you
more
say geographically, I think of Marvin's dad. Geometrically. Every time I hear the word geographically, Marvin, I always think of him.
All right, let's wrap this up.
Can you rap?
I can rap.
Are you a rapper?
I'm a rapper.
What kind of rap? But the only kind of raps you do are the raps on the food.
That looks like the only type of raps you do.
Yeah, but except you're the one who eats more than me.
Come on, who's gonna believe that?
A lot
Anyways,
of people.
just watch this.
Okay.
Thank you guys again so much for tuning into the Payam Alley podcast. Then again, I'm your co-host Daniel. This is your host Payam, and Marvin is always in the back. Make sure to hit that subscribe button and the bell notification so you don't miss a post. We look forward to seeing you guys in the next one. Ciao.
And don't forget to follow us on all social media platforms. Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, wherever you can see us, follow us.
Really went in there for a promo there. Yeah, good.